What's up, guys? Artie QME back again with another video. It's not Valentine's Day, but like the video, it's not Subway, but sub to the channel. Now, I don't want to make any excuses. I've been gone for a while. You know, we don't make excuses here, but I was supposed to be on making videos way more than I have. You know, I'm trying to go back into it now and be more consistent, but there's no promises. I just got to do better. So we're going to come back at it with this video. Right now, it's NBA offseason right now. A lot of trades are happening, a lot of free agent signings, stuff like that. I know y'all probably saw Rudy Gobert was traded to the Timberwolves for, you know, not really good, for, you know, pretty bad players, mostly just for, you know, picks and stuff like that. So I just wanted to go into some other things, talk about what everyone wants to talk about is Kyrie. You know what I mean? Kyrie wants to get traded from the Nets. They said KD wants to get traded from the Nets too.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
This is about Kyrie right now trying to get to the Lakers. So he tried to play with LA Bron. You know, he knows he trying to win that ring or something, or maybe he just doesn't like the staff in the Nets. We're not really sure. I want to do a quick reaction video, something on ESPN that just has a couple of, you know, reporters and stuff like that. Quick little video on that, talking about Kyrie wanted to go to the Lakers. So if y'all ready, come watch the video with me. Me and you, we both watching it. So let's get into it. I don't want to waste no time, bro.
So where are we in terms of Kyrie? Because we're not the only ones who have been following this closely. Everybody else around the NBA, he wants to go to the Lakers. What's the situation there?
Yeah, so one of the big challenges, he makes $36 million, as we know, because he picked up that option. It's hard to trade a $36 million contract. It's especially hard to trade a $36 million contract if you're in a restructuring situation with your team. You're not looking to take on $70 million or $100 million over the next couple of years. So the amount of players that the Nets can sign, we also don't know. Maybe they trade Durant, maybe they trade his one player for 4 or 5 players. And then you don't have the roster spots to now break it down. So first off, I think the Nets are going to have to wait and see what they do for Durant, and then they're going to have to evaluate, do they want to take on money? So Kyrie is he's
kind of along for the ride.
Yes, and his value is very low. He's going to be a rental player at best.
So the biggest thing they're trying to say is Kyrie. They're saying a rental player at best because he got 1 year left on his contract. He picked up his player option. So if Kyrie wants to be traded, he got a year left. Their best option is trade him. You know what I mean? If you keep Kyrie a year, Kyrie already plays a 10th of the games for the season. So if you keep him, it's okay. He'll ride out the season, miss some games, you know, whenever he wants to, and then the next season you're just going to lose him for nothing. So you might as well try to trade him to where he wants to go and try to leverage that and get the best you can, like which is LA. So if they go to LA, like the only way to match contracts would be like get Russ. Like Russ has to be in there somewhat. Obviously AD is a person who could be there too, just salary wise. But like obviously they try to keep AD, even though AD he don't play no games either. He ain't played like all of last season almost. He played like 20 games probably. So I definitely go take Kyrie. Kyrie when he's playing is 50, 40, 90. I'm taking Kyrie over KD. Over 80, my bad, not over KD. I'm taking Kyrie over 80. So I'm definitely going to do that. If that had to be done, that would suck. But they could still move Russ and get a different big. But they really want to get rid of Russ. Because if they traded Russ for Kyrie and it's LeBron, Kyrie, and AD, they can go crazy with that. That'd be a nice lineup. If AD isn't injured again. But I can't say that AD's been injured like the last 4 seasons. So. Not 4, you know what I mean? But it's more like 2, 3.
In Brooklyn, allegedly, and look the way he behaved. So, what happens if he got sent to a place he didn't want to be? So he's made it clear he wants to be a Laker. The problem is,
he want to be a Laker.
Is Russell Westbrook? Okay, that's
get
great.
Them ball boy, get them late.
Tears over that development. But Russell Westbrook makes $47 million.
If they don't get Kyrie, they can always get Lonzo.
The trade actually, it works in terms of the NBA trade rules, but it doesn't work on the books.
Especially because the Brooklyn Nets are already way into the luxury tax, and you add $11 million on top of that, you're now going backwards from talent level, and you're going upwards in luxury tax.
Jalen, your thoughts?
If they trade Kyrie, they owe him $5 million trade bonus too.
Don't even. I didn't hear that. Jalen?
20-year veteran. I can't see the show, but I think I look good, and I know I can hear you. But back to what I was saying. So here's the deal. Kevin Durant, it's okay to admit when you made a mistake. That's what I meant when I said it takes courage to be happy. Kevin Durant is admitting, guys, that he's taking the onus on this because he's breaking up with both of them. He's breaking up with the Nets And he's breaking up with Kyrie. Just think about this. If the Nets would have gave Kyrie a long-term deal, he would have signed it. He would have signed it. KD's already under contract, and he wants to leave. He wants to leave. He realizes that when he looks back at his journey, he's played with some of the best players in the entire league, Kevin Durant. And he's shown playing with those guys he can be elite. But in leaving the Golden State Warriors, he underestimated the journey that Kyrie Irving already had with not wanting to play with LeBron, how he got out of Boston. So he allowed him.
Nah, but it's like KD and Kyrie, they really didn't get like a fair shake, to be honest with you. Like the first season they had together, that was the season they were supposed to go crazy. They were supposed to win that season. You know what I mean? They really, and they almost beat the Bucks. You know what I mean? I feel like they were just one shot away from keeping that team together now, and they could have been, you know what I'm saying? They could have won the championship instead of the Bucks. It was really that close if you looked at that game. They really called it a 2. It was a 2. KD's line was, you know, foot was on the line in that was in the fourth quarter. But like it was really that one shot. If that counted as a 3 and they won off that KD shot, we could have had a different conversation. They could have won I believe they would have won the ring last year. So it's like, damn, that one thing messed it up, because this year was a messed up year. As soon as Kyrie didn't want to take the COVID shot, it was over. You know what I mean? Because that already made him miss half the games. Kyrie's already the person missing the most games each season off just not wanting to show up. Like, Kawhi started with that, and that's why it's like, damn, I hate the way it is, and I hate the way that players can just miss games whenever they want without getting severe penalties with money and stuff like that. Like, me, I think if you're a player, you play in any sports league, if you're not injured and you're missing games, like, you shouldn't get paid for those games. The only time I feel like it doesn't matter is towards the end of the season. Like, you know what I mean? If you have a high percentage, you got 20 games left, you can miss any of those games, that's okay. But I feel like the league should have something that's going to, like, deter players from missing so many games, because it's crazy now. Like, there can't be 5-7 players missing half the games whenever they want to. No injury, no anything, not even showing up in the building. A lot of times Kyrie not even in the building and they playing the game. And that was not just last year, that was a year before last year too, where he would just not show up whenever. Kawhi would does that too. Whenever he doesn't want to show up, he just does that. And it's like, you're getting paid to play the game. If you're not playing the game, you shouldn't consistently be getting paid. Like, that's why Sixers were able to do that for Ben Simmons. But Ben Simmons is the worst excuse we ever had, not playing a year, 2 years. Which is another reason why the Nets were not nice. As nice as they should have been, because Ben Simmons wasn't playing. Ben Simmons, you know what I mean? Ben Simmons would have been helping that team. They traded Harden, who was actually getting good-ass numbers on there, to get Ben Simmons, and he wasn't even playing. So it's just, and Kyrie played half the games because of COVID, so when he came back, he was getting good numbers, but he was still rusty, obviously. So it wasn't really fair this year, but I do think there needs to be a penalty. Something. I'm not going to say every game they missed, they're injured, they shouldn't be paid, you know what I mean, paid. But let's just say they had no injuries. I feel like there should be like a cap of games they should miss. If you miss more than 5 games with no injury, those other games you have to get some sort of penalty. Whether you don't get paid for that game or you get paid half, something, because this is crazy now. Like, there's no reason for me to be watching, you know what I'm saying, the Clippers. There's nothing wrong with Kawhi and he doesn't play. There's no reason I should be watching the Nets. There's nothing wrong with Kyrie and 5 games in a row he didn't play. So it's like, come on. Ben Simmons, there's nothing wrong with Ben Simmons. What's wrong with Ben Simmons? He posted clips in the rec and stuff going crazy, but he not playing the games. So there's nothing wrong with him. You got it. He can't get paid. It's crazy right now. So they need to fix stuff up. I know it's on Kyrie right now, but I had to go off a little bit. Because that's why I'm like starting to lose some interest in basketball, man. Because I'm watching these games and people not playing. Crazily. Like a large amount not playing. And I know that they're the athlete, and I get that it's not like, they're not just a robot, you know what I mean? But it's a job. Your job is to play the game. Everyone's buying your jerseys, buying your shoes, putting money and investing time and money into you, and you're not playing at all. There's 82 games, and then you get your 4 months off. You can do whatever you want in the offseason, like a lot of y'all do. So why during the season are you, out of those 82 games, missing half? Come on. It makes no sense. If you're not injured, you can't do that. Like, I know we go back, the only time I can think of is the Spurs, how sometimes they would rest, you know, Tim Duncan or Tony Parker and stuff like that. But Pop never did it this crazy. Never. Never did it like that. So it has to get better.
To be the big little brother and take the lead because the first year Kevin Durant was going to be injured. So he needed Kyrie to hold it down. So now that KD sees that he's not going to change Kyrie and he can't fix the Nets as they just traded for Ben Simmons while he's injured, he's breaking up with both of them. So that's...
Man, it's too much. Like Kyrie right now, it's like, you know that basketball doesn't seem like his priority. Like Kyrie is more like caring about his personal health, his mental health, which is, it's fair to say. You know what I mean? He's got hundreds of millions. Right? Nah, he probably got like 100, 200 million in his career by now. Now he definitely has. So he's gotten hundreds of millions, you know what I mean? By now for Kyrie, it's like he values basketball, but not to the degree that he used to. He definitely prioritizes his mental health and doing things that he enjoys, which I understand, bro. But come on, bro. You gotta play the games, bro. Please, just play the games. Other than that, bro, I do want him to go to the Lakers. That would be really, really good if Kyrie goes to the Lakers. Kyrie and LeBron, that's, you know what I mean? Not many people can beat them. You know what I mean? There's a reason KD went to the Warriors to beat them when they were at their best. So it's hard to beat them when they got that. Russ, I never wanted Russ to go there. Like I said, before they ever got a point guard, I wanted them to get Chris Paul. He re-signed with the Suns, so they couldn't get him. I wanted them to get Kyle Lowry. He, signed with the Heat, and the Heat went to the conference finals game 7, so they were really close. I had them to go to the finals. They barely missed it, but I had them as the best seed in the West before the season started, so I was right on that. I thought they were going to go to the finals too. Lost in game 7 of the conference finals, but it was by one shot they lost by, so I feel pretty confident in myself, But besides that, I just feel like Kyrie should go to the Lakers. That's the best option. And Kyrie is fickle. If they keep Kyrie a year, they're going to lose him for nothing. Kyrie wants to go to the Lakers, trade him to the Lakers. Because if Kyrie goes somewhere that he doesn't want to go, that team is going to abuse the Nets because they're going to know Kyrie's not staying. So, just trade him to the Lakers. I feel like the most realistic trade is Russ combined with something. I don't care what it is. There's not really anything else the Nets, I think, care about that much. Maybe, like, I'm hearing Russ, Talent, Horton, Tucker, then 2-3 first-round picks. Maybe that's what can get them to trade Kyrie. But the only other person who would be centered around it would have to be 80. But I know that obviously they really don't want to do that because out of the two, you can't have Kyrie, Russ, and LeBron. If they trade Kyrie for 80, they're going to have to look to trade Russ for some type of big to go with them. And it would be much easier to trade Russ for Kyrie and then hold off on trading 80. See if 80's injury is like, if he's doing better, like test him out a little bit. But don't straight up, I wouldn't trade Kyrie for 80 right now. I would definitely wait and then just wait for the Nets to crack because I feel like they're going to end up trading, Kyrie to the Lakers for some type of Russ trade with picks. Russ, maybe 1 or 2 other players, and 3 plus picks. 3 picks or more, I'm thinking. So that's my opinions on that. I want y'all to let me know if you think Kyrie actually will go into the Lakers, and do you think that would make them a finals team if Kyrie goes there? Let's say their team's exactly the same. They trade Russ for Kyrie. They trade Russ, Talent, Horton, Tucker. The picks don't matter for this season, so let's not talk about that. But if they traded Russ, Talent, Horton, Tucker for Kyrie, do you think the Lakers would go to the finals? Me, I would still put the Warriors ahead of them, but I would put them at number 2. If KD goes to like a random other team, I think that Lakers would be second behind the Warriors because the Warriors are coming off something big. They got that team syncing up good. People were forgetting about the Warriors, but let's be honest, the only issue they had was injuries. Clay's been injured for about 2 seasons. Draymond, he shot poorly in the finals, in all of the playoffs, to be honest with you. But he had some injuries too. It was really just Steph getting them, cool stats and stuff like that. But they were missing 2 of their best players. So let's be real. Whenever the Warriors are all healthy, they're always a top 3 team in the West, top 3 team in the league, really top 3-4 team in the league. Whenever they're all healthy, so that's what I would say. I would say if they get Kyrie, I'm still going Warriors, then Lakers in the West, and. Let me know what y'all think about this. I might keep doing basketball videos. I might, every so often, if there's a big trade or something like that, I might keep it up. Or if there's rumors, let me know how you'll feel about it. Whether I should keep doing some videos like this or mixing them in. Other than that, though, I'm going to end up calling this a video. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment below. You know what I mean? Share with your friends. Give me some suggestions of what you think I should do. But, I'm calling this a video. It's been already QME. You already know. Socials down below. And I'll catch y'all.